I know I've been neglecting my responsibilities, even though I haven't posted anything online yet. I guess maybe I'll put this first. I've been building a log of things that I've been doing and noticing, trying to get my machine fixed so that I can go online safely. And it's one of those niggly little programming things that always holds me back with this tree. I finally got around to doing it. I think so anyway. It looks correct. I can choose Windows or registry. Choose the registry. You can see how quick that was. That's because it only printed it out. It would, it's computed the first level nodes and their children. That's expansion of 1. The reason you need 2 is because that has to be indicated on the tree whether or not you can expand a node. But these children wouldn't be printed out, right? Because you can't indicate for them whether or not they can be expanded. So this is a single expansion, and what would really be printed out are these node names. And these are familiar, well, except for this one, I don't know what that is. But there are 12 apparently, and I know that this 10, I know what to expect. I'll choose 10. So now it's printed out. First it prints from the root everything that there is, and then from the node. I think that's how I have it. First I only had it printing from the root, but then I wanted to see. Well, I think it does print from the, not here, root. Test. Loop forever. Oh, yeah, print from root. Not node is not root. Root is const. I could make it const. So I entered in the number 10, and now it's printing from root, although for some reason it hasn't printed the root's name. Let's try and start it over again. Two. Did it print out the root's name this time? No. Okay, so it never prints out. This is this has a mistake. No. This has a mistake. It's just a debug printout, but I want to see it. Print from I know why it's like this. And it's no longer necessary for there to be a special case. If parent and that's part of the hack. This is never going to be true anymore. Oh no, sorry. This is always going to be true. If there is a parent, right, yeah, okay. Sorry, this is just this statement says that this node happens to be the first child of the parent, right? If the node is equal to the parent's first child, okay, then Sibling count is non-sibling. True. What if it's not equal to that? How would you, I think it always is true, the way I've got it set out. But this is not going to behave correctly in a case where it's not. I won't know the sibling count. But this is a global thing that maintained. Still though, I can do this. It's just for debug anyway. Is the first child, which I should turn into a function. I've done this too many times now. Node's parent's first child will be a function. TS3 star first sibling of me cons parents first child, which is really the first sibling. No, I already have a function badly named. Some are private. Okay. This is badly named. This should be next child. First child, next child. Where do I use that? I will rename that. Actually, why don't I just rename that? Next. Or next. Get next. How about that? Just next. Next from, no. Next, first child and next child. What do they call it in Windows? It's in that for the Windows function. It's always get window and the flag is the name. GW underscore child or next. Well, that would agree better with this. Case word all. Get first. Not found. That's going to be found in here. Okay. No. I never use it. Oh, get first. Yeah, that's right. And it is used in my unit test. And tree. Three occurrences. Yeah, the Windows one, the window tree calls the function getWindow. If the function is called getNextWindow, but all this is a macro, which takes you to this function, which doesn't have any next anything. And then the flag is child or next, right? Oh, I don't need the word first, really. Right? Get child and get, anyway, next child and next thing. The thing is a tree node. Next node, get first child. That's okay like this. Unspecific. Look at this though. This is so. And I've even got it undefined. All of these things are defined in one of the Windows headers. Look at that. Like, who do they think they are? That they're thinking that they can, make these sorts of things into number defines. These are such obvious names that anyone would use for a function name for like a linked list or a tree control or any kind of thing, and you turn them into Mac. Get window owner. At least this has the word window in it. But still, that's too much. Subclass window, a number defined. The problem with these number defines is number defines, like I said before, aren't namespace, right? So the F11 key, which is supposed to take you to the definition of a function, doesn't work because this is text replacement, right? And it doesn't. You're F11ing on all F11 can do is take you to all it does anyway, is take you to the macro definition. So that's why I undefined it all. I think it's correct and appropriate. Here, I shouldn't really do it here. I should do it further up. I have some other ones that had to be undefined. Where are they? Now, once I've got this working, okay, but there's more than that. Min and max, they have defined. These are, that's sort of okay. These things, it's unbelievable. But they're also functions like get window. What is it called? Get window long pointer or something, or get window long, or get class long. I also had to undefine because those they had as number defines instead of functions. Like, instead of using a number define, which is handy and quick, well, there is a reason why. Because they want both, right? I don't want both. Like, if you're building a Unicode build, right? That doesn't change the runtime library. The runtime library still has ANSI and wide character versions of all the functions. So you can call either one, put an A or a W. So that's why they make it a number defined. But in this case, I don't want a number defined. Instead, I've actually used number defines to get rid of the macroized version. I have a macro here that creates a function name and defines the function, and the function is some kind of long or unsigned long pointer, set, class, or window long pointer, returning, casting this type correctly, because it doesn't. When you use a number define, the return value gets messed up. It's a mismatch with the actual function declaration. So these are then functions, and the name does have an A and a W. So what do I do? I don't I undefine these, and then I've redefined them as separate functions, I see. Right, okay. So in Unicode, you only get the W versions, and in ANSI, you only get the ANSI version. So it's not perfect, but whatever. So now that's great, because one of the videos I was making, I can sort of play it, part of it. I only got part of it out. Only this part, and from here 11 minutes worth, and then after that, let's see, that's 5 minutes here and 13 minutes here. The audio was just all broken up. The machine must have been too busy, and what it was busy doing was building the tree, that registry tree, complete in its entirety. I don't have to do that now. I've finally, I believe I've solved that problem of just only going one level at a time and only expanding where you click, right? I have to put in the logic whether or not it's required to build this thing. My unit test isn't checking to see if it's necessary to, where is it checking? Build one generation from node. Really? Well, this thing could hide that complexity. You can always call it. And you could say, if, well, parent, here is the node, I could call it node. If there is a first child, that doesn't tell us anything. We want to know if there is a second level. If none of the nodes if none of the child nodes have children, then it's necessary to do this, right? To actually do this creating. And let's see now. While P sibling. Now here I could have a test. If P sibling does not have a child, then do this. This thing returns false. Right? If this thing returns false, it'll return false. So it might get called many times and return false. Right? If this thing is returning false, that means it doesn't tell us anything really about whether or not we need to make them. But if at any point one of these children has a child, then I can just quit the loop and return, right? And there's no danger in calling this. But they could just do a once over, run through the loop, check to see if there are any children. Oh, I have a function actually. You want to help me? You see, oh yeah, it would help. There's a function I have called get sibling count or something. And maybe it's private. Or maybe it's just a static. How do I see this thing? What's the word count? See this get count below. This is the thing that recurses forever and ever. But if there's nothing to recurse, that is, if the number of siblings is equal to the count below, then there's the possibility that you have to add more stuff, right? But I don't have get num siblings, but I can add that easy as a member. Oh, here, num siblings. So I can say if the first child is my function, build one generation. Okay. Parent num sibling. Oh, sorry. Yeah, parent. Gotta change that. Okay, this is the same function. No, oh wait. No. No, just look for these yellow things. There's no more yellow. No, that's 5. Okay, so if the number of siblings is not, let's say, not equal to the count below, will it get count below? Then I can return true. Because that means there are no grandchildren, right? If we count a number of siblings, does that include it itself? It does include itself. But so this get count below. They each have a +1. They never return 0. Oh wait, hang on a second. If first child, if there are no children or siblings, then it can return 0. It can return 0. But get num siblings can never return 0. So that's not correct, is it? Num siblings minus 1. This one is consistent. It'll always return, if there are 6 in the group, 6. Count below may return only 5. No, it's right. Except this thing can possibly return 0, but in that case, then they truly are different. There are no children or siblings of the node, in which case they do need to be generated. Sorry. If they are in the case when it returns 0, this here returns 1. It should be minus 1. Too complicated. It's funny how complicated these stupid little things can be. This is easier. If it has a child or a sibling, I guess it's supposed to return a bool. Okay, true. As in success or fail. It didn't fail. It didn't generate. It depends on how somebody would use this function, use the return value. It might be better to return false here. Nothing was generated. Yeah, we should return false. It's not an error condition. Now the way I used it was just to know that there was no more left in that, so I had to return true. I used that as a quit condition. There are no more nodes to generate. But this doesn't say that. This just means we're trying to rebuild what we've already built. Now, for the ones prior to this occurring, this would have been called, but they would not have, it would have not have generated one of these first siblings, so it's fine to call that. This would be plus 0, and this would be null. Oh, sibling, it's child that I'm concerned about. Children of sibling. If the sibling already has a child, then we can return true. Otherwise, create children of sibling. In the case where it is the first time through, this might generate some. If we've been here before, it won't generate any. And this would in fact just become, oh no, sibling, it's fine. Siblings have been generated already. And that's it. Okay, that's fine. That does one expansion, and then you can just always call this function and not have to worry about doing that logic yourself. You just always call. This is the unit test. And when I have a tree that's like this, and I click like that, right, the second time, uses exactly the same logic, and it won't regenerate these. Here, they probably do the same thing. These have been generated one level further than you can see. It's like regedit. No, it's regedit. What's my thing? Oh, you know what I did? I killed the plug and play manager, and it said that a reboot has been initiated, and I canceled the reboot because I figured, oh great, the plug and play manager is offline, so everything's going to go really fast, even faster than they are now. But that's not what happened at all. What happens is nothing works. Everything is a remote procedure call. If you try to run this program, like if this is closed and you click here, it comes back with an error box saying the remote procedure could not be, could not execute. This uses the plug and play. You see what I mean? Like the plug and play is supposed to be for plugging and playing it with hardware, right? Not software. So now the fact that plug and play is tied in with software means that there's a whole new extra dimension, a new level of auto run, like run at startup, because plug and play devices, with quotes, are automatically installed on most systems, right? And if like a window or something is a plug and play device that somebody just happened to plug in, then the software associated with that device will automatically be installed. So, hello world of everything and everyone and his dog getting their software to run by making it look like a plug and play device, right? It used to be simple, like all you did was, there was a thing called startup, and the things you wanted to run at startup you'd put in here. Why can't it just be like that? You know how many places there are? This is only a small bit. I mean, with the plug and play, this is magnified to infinity. This is now a small subset of what automatically is run. Not just at startup. With plug and play, the auto installation happens on request, right? So you don't even have to put it in a startup list. You just have it work on demand. Now what the hell is this? Windows Mail? No. MS Health Database? No. Do you think that's going to turn off F1? No. Shell extension, why do I need 3? Okay, context menu, shell EX. There's too many of these. Drag and drop shell, okay. Context, what's the difference between these two? One is directory, oh, I don't think I want that. Oh, maybe I do. You can right click on a directory and do that. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that because it's useful. Certain other things are not useful. No. Schedule scan. No. Already disabled that ages ago. Sorry, I didn't intend to look in here. File not found. So what's it doing there? What's it there for if there's no file? How'd it get there? I haven't installed anything. Here's one of the things I have installed, and it's in pink, which means that I think that it's been overridden by something else. Something else is like this here. This is installed but unused, I think. And that's probably true. Because I did, I think, configure. No, I didn't configure. I think the default. Okay, that's just that. Now log on. Okay, that's gone. These are my two things. Maybe I don't want this audio manager. What's it for? Like, is that? Oh, that I think is this thing. That's only useful like once per lifetime of the operating system. This is a hotkey thing. But what hotkeys? I don't think I want that either. Oh, well, I'll see what happens. I think I can put it back. It doesn't matter. I don't want the hotkeys for display because I don't know what they are, and I might press one by accident, and I won't know how to undo what I've done. Now, what's this? Whenever something has a weird word like persistence or instrumentation or any like sans, is another example of a danger word. Persistence is a danger word. I don't know how to explain it. It's when the word is a concept, I guess, rather than a specific thing. Like the SENS has to do with sensory perception, right? It's like perception. Do you want the perception module on? What it really is a thing that determines where you are, what you like, um, what your favorite movies are, where do you hang out, who your friends are, all that sort of information that companies love to have, and is secretly taken and published in secret um, uh, documents that are sold secretly from one company to another. And you don't get a penny from it. And persistence sounds like one of those things. Yeah, just turn it off. But it's to do with graphics. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, here's the other one. Well, everything included always, but this breaks it down. Like, I didn't notice this before. Is that the persistence? IGFX pers. Now, what is this? Context menu. Hmm. Where is it? Well, where would it go? I don't think I need it. Directory background shell extension. What's background? Oh, I know. It's probably here. Ah, yeah, that's it. I see. Oh, actually, that is useful. Let's see what happens if I do this. Wow, neato. Now I don't know how to change it back. I mean, I do, but it's hard to select. You got to do everything backwards. Uh, Here. No, no, this way. Whoops. No, no, that way. Keep going. There. Did I get it? I missed it. Oh, I know, I get it. So, this is really difficult for some reason. Here. Go to the right. Go down. Down. Right. Up. No. Wow, that was too weird. I wonder if it came out in the video. Well, I think I'm feeling a little bit confident now to log on because I'll show you one reason. This is the event viewer. Two reasons. One will come up in a second. See how this is all that funny color? And I will explain it too in some other videos. I'll upload 3. This is in a yellow color because the publisher is unknown. The publisher of this program, the Microsoft Corporation, is unknown and untrusted. That makes me feel safe, right? So there's no like, there's no automatic. Everyone gets a free ride on my machine. All of the logs are full of errors, and there's the kinds of errors that I want to see. It's this new concept I've come up with, and I'm going to make $1 million with it. It's this idea I've come up with, and I'm going to call it the personal computer, or PC for short. Okay, here you go. See all those errors? These are all access denies because the user is not known. If the user is not known, then there's no access given. If it's a known user and the access hasn't been specifically granted, it's a deny as well. Like this event viewer only works because I granted access to the event viewer system to this directory. This directory has authenticated users. I hope means someone who's been authenticated. I might have to remove this one. I probably will. I know I can get rid of it and not have any real problem. But I think it means someone who's been through authentication, which means they've typed in a password, like me. System has not full access. Whoops. It has just just as much access as is required for to run the system part of the operating system. Local service has these accesses, and those are required in order for it to write and append to the event log. It doesn't have any delete access, so it can't remove entries from the event log, but it can add. I have full access, 100% access, and then trusted installer can look, and that's all. Can't create directories or modify it or anything. There's something special, I think, for trusted installer. Trusted installer. Wait a minute now. Special. Oh, I see. This is only no. Oh, no files. I see. It's only got full access for folders, but not for files. Yeah. So it could. What? Jeez. It doesn't matter. As long as I don't install anything, nothing should happen. But I might take away delete access from the, let it add things to the system, but not take away. Now, if I add another user to my system, more users, they're all going to be administrator and all full control. Well, unless this will work for a standard user, like that the operating system can run. If only the standard user is logged on and not me, then nothing has full control. Not the system, not the installer, nothing has full control. It's a strange scenario, but it's my computer. I bought it. I can do whatever I want with it. That's my idea. Anyway, see you.